Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. We're at the back of the shop. I have a pile of boxes here, and this is the ongoing saga that is the great radio shed house lot cleanup that we started back in June, I think it was. We've done 14 parts to this series, so if you've been following the playlist, you're probably looking forward to another episode. I think it's been a month since our last episode where we just went through that coin album. The pile is reducing. I'm getting through it. I've been unpacking a few boxes while the shop's been open weekends. A lot of these were just books. Some of them were actually just magazines and stuff, fairly modern. Some went in the recycle bin. I've got some shelves at the back of the room here now. I'm getting a bit more organised where I can put sort of magazines to see if there's any more of the set. I can put a few books that I've got to research. Sometimes I find bits of China and I'm waiting to see if there's more of the set in one of these boxes somewhere. What this video is going to be, this is part 15, and what we're going to do is sometimes I'm pulling a few things out of the boxes that look a bit more interesting than just a $5 or $10 book in the shop, and I've been putting a few of those things aside. Now, just recently eBay offered me a next 5 items for no fees, or I think it's $1 maximum fee, and eBay does that occasionally if you've been a long-term seller and you actually go a little quiet for a while. They're obviously trying to encourage more business. I'm quite happy to take advantage of those sort of situations. So I've got 5 items off the shelf that I think will do all right on eBay. In this episode, we'll run these 5 items through eBay. We'll see how we go. We know we're going to have minimal fees. They're items that I think will do better on eBay than what they do in the shop. So I'll show you what we've got. So here's our 5 items we're going to try. Go on, give us your best guess. How much do you think we've got here? Just in one handful. I'll explain what I think or why I think they're worth eBaying. The first one is just a pair of pliers, but they are Sid Chrome. They're in virtually new condition. Vintage Sid Chrome, Australian-made Sid Chrome, tends to be quite collectible. Unfortunately, I don't think they're brand new because they do have a little nick out of the cutters, which is a real shame. But I'm thinking, based on some of the results I saw, we might get $100 back out of those. So we'll list them on eBay in the tool section. This is an oil stick. It's NASCO, which is synonymous with Holden in Australia. I honestly haven't got round to checking whether NASCO is US. It's National Automotive Service Company, a division of General Motors Holden, but I'm not sure if it started in the States or if it's Australian. Either way, I have sold a NASCO tin before. The guys that bid on it are going to know that. I don't need to do that research. I only found one of these on eBay, and it was sold by it now, and it was over $100. So it's just a little stick of lubricant. It's in great condition. So, we may get $100 there. I think I'll start it at 100 and see what happens. These other 3 items are all the same type. They're all vintage Victa lawnmower instruction booklets. Now, if you're from overseas, Victa was it still is, a classic Australian lawnmower brand. They were started in Sydney by some guy that basically put together a little frame, stuck some tin wheels on it. I think the fuel tank was a jam tin on the original one. 1950 something, I always forget the date exactly, 56, 58. And they've grown to become one of Australia's leading manufacturers of lawnmowers, although there's a fair chance that most of them are made overseas now. But there's plenty of guys that collect them. That's one of the earlier styles there. So these are going to date to the 60s, possibly late 50s. Again, the passionate collectors are going to know what years they are. But these are in such good condition. And paraphernalia like this as a go-with for your vintage lawnmower collection is quite sought after. I think I found this one that sold for about 60 with multiple bids. I didn't find this one at all. Unfortunately, it's got a little bit of a tear on the front. And I don't know that I found one of those. Or maybe I found one with a really high price and it hadn't sold. But I'm going to get better money on eBay. They're cheap to post. They'll just go as a letter. So we'll try those 3 instruction manuals, the little lubricating tin, and the pair of pliers. Have a guess. What do you think? Maybe 100. Might get 100 for the 3. Might do a bit better than that. So I reckon there's going to be at least $300 worth here. We'll list them on eBay with a reasonably high start price. Like, I'm going to start those at 100 each, but I'm going to run them through as an auction. These ones, I think I'll maybe start these at 50 each and leave them run as an auction. Now, there's a chance that this one, even I couldn't find any, isn't that desirable. It might not get a bid, in which case I might drop the price. This one being in such good condition, or this one might actually go upwards north of 50. So at those prices, we've got about $350 if they all get one bid each. Pretty good for just a handful of items found in bottoms of boxes. But we will follow the auctions, and I'll film the ending of each auction, see if there's multiple bids, see if there has had a bid at all, see if there's any snipers, and our auction results go through the roof in the last seconds. It's always exciting. So I'll list these now, and the next part of this video we will show you the finishing few seconds of each item, and we'll see what it adds up to. Okay guys, here we go. It's 10 days later. My auctions are about to finish. There's been some pretty exciting action. We'll just scroll through them quickly and then we'll watch them finish. The Sid Chrome pliers are at 125. I started them at 100. 7 bids. There's only 44 seconds, so we'll zoom on that one in a minute. The little tins had a couple of bids, up to 102.50. Have a look at these little leaflets. 60 on that one, 6 bids. 172 on that one. That's amazing. And 86 on the last. Let's go and watch the pliers finish. See if there's any snipers. There were about 17 watches, and if you have a lot of watches, it normally indicates that someone's going to jump on it at the end. So there's 19 seconds. Oh, look, it's just jumped to 152.50. This is super exciting. I love it when there's plenty of action at the end. 152. That's pretty awesome for some pliers that actually have a little bit of damage, as you saw. Any final bids? There's 8 bids there, coming down to the final second. No, that's it. 152.50. Excellent return. There's the final page. Let's click back and see the list. The next one doesn't finish for 39 minutes, so I'll zoom in just at the end of that and we'll watch that one finish. And now we're back with the little solid oil tin, the Nasco tin, which was really not much bigger than a crayon. In fact, I think it said on the instructions to use it like a crayon for dry lubrication or something or other. I forget now. Anyway, we have 45 seconds left. There hasn't been any activity in the last 25 minutes or so that I've been watching. So just 2 bids. We had a $100 start. There are 19 watches on this though, so that's a pretty good sign. So 29 seconds left. The auction bidders will probably be automatic snipes, which come in the last few seconds. The previous auction, it was about, what was it, about 20 seconds, so it was probably a manual snipe. So here we go, 13 seconds, 12. Interesting to see if we get any snipes at all. I'm happy with 102 if we don't go any higher. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. No action at the end of this one. Got to be happy with the $100 odd there. Fantastic. It's added to the kitty. This one I think had quite a lot of potential to go higher. It's possible that the right people didn't find it, but $100 is great. All right, let's go back. And these surprise packets, there hasn't been any activity lately. There's 17 minutes to go on the first one. The second one is the most surprising, 172, and it had a small tear on the front cover, so it must be a hard to get leaflet. And the last one took a long time to get a bid, actually. All of the rest of them had bids pretty early in the piece. The last one only got a few bids just I think yesterday, and now it's up to 86. So we'll check back in. We've got 17 minutes left. We'll watch the end of this one and see how we go. Okay, now we move on to the first of the leaflets, or the instruction booklets. They're only a few pages, so they're not exactly a book. 23 seconds to go on this one. We haven't had any action in the last 15 minutes. I started it at $50. It's had 6 bids. There are about 8 watches on it. So with just about 10 seconds to go, let's see if there's any snipers. 60 is pretty good though for just a few pages. 4 seconds, 3, any snipers? No. So $60 is great. I'm kind of hoping that the same buyer buys the 3 booklets, because then it's so much easier just to put into an envelope. I'm offering free postage on them, so there's no issues with the postage. It's just more convenient to get one payment and one postage. Anyway, $60 on that one. we don't have very long before the next one. Let's have a quick look. This was the really popular one. There's 4 minutes to go, so I'll tune back in the last minute and we'll see what it goes for. Okay, this one is the most surprising of the lot, 172.19 at the moment. There's 37 seconds to go. It only has 7 watches, but it's had the most bidding activity. It's gone from $50 to $172 with 9 bids. I don't know if there'll be any snipers on this one, mainly because it's far exceeded what I think it would go for anyway, and I don't know that there's much room left. 172 for a few pages of something you could probably photocopy, but then again I guess the collectors want the originals. This must be rare because it has got that tear. 6 seconds to go. 5. Any final snipes? 172.19. Looks like that's it, but what an awesome price. This is going to add up to a nice little windfall, and thank you eBay, you miss out on fees for these, or at least most of the fees. Alright, we have one item to go, and it's another 8 minutes on this one. It's at $86. I don't know that we're going to get any snipers. It doesn't seem like snipers are around today. I have had some auctions go berserk in the final seconds and like quadruple the price, so it's always possible. But anyway, we'll tune back in and have a look at this one in just over 8 minutes. Okay, we have 35 seconds to go on this last one. We're at $86. There's been no action for the last half an hour or so. 7 bids. We started it at 50 like we did the other instruction booklets. There was only 11 watches on this one, so I don't know if there's going to be any snipers. I haven't looked to see if the same bidder's been buying these because I'm not actually logged in at the moment to give us the countdown. Now we've got 10, 9, 8 seconds. Come on, snipers. It'll be an automatic snipe now if it comes in, but it doesn't look like they're around today. 1 second. No, that's it. But excellent prices all round. I'll give you a tally up once I get it all organised and find out where the stuff's got to go to. Just at the shop today, I'm not open, but I'm out the back, and it's the following day from when the auction's finished. Everything has been paid for, which is fantastic. The other good news was that the 3 Victa instruction booklets were all bought by the same buyer, and I'm posting them. They're just going within Victoria, so I can put them in one envelope, which is really convenient. And I did find in the box with them another little flyer on the same era on just a grass catcher. It's, when I say it's a flyer, it's really like only just 1 page. So I didn't list that separately. I'll throw this in as a bonus for the buyer. I'm sure he'll be happy. He'd spent over $300 on a small handful of paper. So I've got the other ones ready to go. The pliers, the Sig Chrome pliers, actually going to Chicago in the States. So how about that? It cost him a bit for postage. So my total added up to almost $600, about $572. Fees will only be a couple of bucks because it was free to list them, and as I said at the start, eBay sent me a special deal. So how about that? That's over half of what we paid for this entire house lot. It just keeps on giving. I've said that before. I'll probably just say it again. That will finish up this video. We do still have more boxes to go through. I'll probably do a few more unboxing videos before we finalize everything. It's going to take me a while. So in the meantime, keep an eye on my other videos. All sorts of things are going on. Thanks for your support. I appreciate you watching. Catch you next one. Bye for now.